What's up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the ghost route, why it's underused, and why I think it is the single best underneath pull route in Madden 20. But before we get into the video, guys, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the daily uploads we have here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to watch me play Madden live, you guys can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZanMadden. The link for that channel is below in the description, as is a link to my ebook bundle. If you guys are looking for a different way to play the game on both offense and defense, you can get my full single back wing tight U, wing tight, and wing tight Z Hot Route Master offense from the Washington Redskins playbook, as well as my 3-4 Bear comprehensive defensive ebook, where I show you how I defend everything in the game for one low price. When you guys check out, you guys will be given access to all of the content, over 3 hours of videos teaching you on both sides of the ball how to improve at Madden 20. Now, if you don't want to go over there, let's go ahead and get to a free tip here today. We're going to be talking about the ghost route. Now, I know what some of you guys are already thinking out there. Ghost routes, those are just motion unbumpables, right? No, we're not talking Madden 15, 16, 17 lingo. We're talking the actual ghost route that is in the game. If you guys have a running back apprentice or a hot route master quarterback, these are routes that you can put on the field at any time you wish. And they're also found in certain plays stock. Those are a little bit more rare, but we're going to go over the importance of these routes and why you must install them in your offense at all costs, because I think that these are one of the best underneath pull routes. So many people use their running back to cut, block, and roll out, to pull down corners and throw those rollout corner routes. I'm going to show you guys some manipulations that you can use from the pocket with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how these routes work on both the short and wide side of the fields. I think that this is something a lot of players miss when they lab routes. Routes work differently on different hash marks. So we're going to show you how this works on both the short and the wide side of the field, also from different areas of the field where we're going to motion this route around the field. So to experiment with this, we're going to choose the weak close formation in the New England Patriots playbook, and we're going to work with ghost routes. So I'm just going to choose the play stick. It doesn't really matter. And let's go ahead and start off against everyone's favorite defense, cover 4, drop, show 2. Now, when we take the field here, I'm going to go ahead and just max protect, and we're going to talk about kind of our double post from compression setup. Everyone kind of likes to run this little middle of the field scissor concept where they put the user in a spot where they have to choose to guard the post going left to right or the post going right to left. Now, zones drop differently on both sides of the field. So let's go ahead and snap the ball here and show you what I mean. So we're going to pay most attention to the outside linebackers, the two guys with the stand-up stance kind of leaning forward on the edge. If you guys don't know what those positions are, I want to go ahead and get that out of the way. So the purple zones. We're just going to go ahead and show how they drop. Notice how they drop straight back, kind of chill a little bit. And they sit underneath those post routes pretty well because they have nothing else to guard. So let's go ahead and look at the replay. We won't spend too much time in this here. For those that weren't sure who we're talking about this guy and then the guy on the other side of the line doing the same thing. So see how they just kind of drop back and then drop a little bit to the outside into the curl. Like they're basically dropping to an area where a curl would be, hence the name curl to flat. So curl flat zones, you have to put them in conflict. You got to pull them down. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So we could use a ghost route, which in my opinion is one of the better routes in the game for pulling zones down underneath. So let's go ahead and use those double posts. And then we're going to go ahead and put both of our running backs on ghost routes. So the fullback, because he's offset to the short side of the field, he'll run his to the side of the field on the short side. Now the running back, if you put him on a ghost route, he will always go to the wide side of the field. So if they're under center, he'll always go to the wide side of the field. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at how this works. And as we snap this ball here, you're going to see how they drop to the curl and then they go down to the flat. And that's going to open up this throwing lane right here to our post going to the short side of the field. Now, if we take a look at the replay on the short side of the field, you see the difference in how that purple zone drops and then bites down now that there's a flat threat. So he plays the curl first, and then if there's a flat, he will bite down to it, opening up this throw to Edelman. So very, very simple route combination, not a money play, nothing crazy. It's the same, just the same little high-low as you would typically run in any other zone manipulation. So what about the other side of the field? Let's take a look at this curl flat. So we got this guy right here dropping. He's going to drop back to the curl. And then now that there's a flat threat underneath, we're going to bite down on that. And that's going to open up this area of the field right here. So we could have thrown the ball to Sanu with a little down and outside pass leads. Let's go ahead and go back to the field, do the exact same thing. So we're going to go with our double posts, and we're going to use double ghost routes. Now, this is obviously very, very easy with the hot route master quarterback because you can set up this route combination from any play in this formation just with a hot route master. But obviously what I'm trying to show you guys here is that, you know, if you have a running back apprentice, or you can get extra routes, you know, at a slot and maybe find a play that has a ghost route on it, this will work. So now we're going to throw the ball to the wide side of the field. You're going to see how that bites down, and then we're just going to throw a little down lead on that post. Very, very easy pitch and catch. Now, cover 3, cover 4, those are pretty easy. It's just purple zones and yellow zones, right? So if we were to go into cover 3, it would do the exact same thing, because when we actually take a look here, and I go back to the play stick, we actually take a look at the play that we just called, the cover 4 drop show 2. You look at underneath zones, it's purple zones and yellow zones. When you look at the play cover 3 sky, it's purple zones and yellow zones. It's literally the same type of concept. So I'll go ahead and just throw that on the field once real quick, and then we'll move on to our cover 2 defense and talk about that. So double posts, double ghosts. Here's our route combination, and you're going to see the exact same thing on both sides of the ball. Safety bites down, and then you see that we actually got sacked right there, but you saw how the zones were dropping down to the ghost routes underneath, opening up the crossing game over the middle. So when you actually take a look at this here, you notice how this is going to significantly open up the middle of the field, because now your user has to go left or right. The defenders are low on both sides here. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what if we shade? What if we play cloud flats? This is going to get really fun for you guys. So let's go ahead and go into a defense that does have cloud flats. The first one that should come to mind for you guys is the Tampa 2. So when we call the play stick again, we're going to set up all these routes. Let's go ahead and call, you know, your Tampa 2. So go to our double post, double ghosts. So here's our route combination, and let's take a look at how this plays. First, focusing on the short side of the field. Take a look here. We snap the ball. Beautiful. Look at how the cloud flat bites down to the ghost route on the short side of the field, as did the vertical hook. This is insane. This is insane. I can't believe I don't see more people going to this. I have seen a few players in the competitive realms using these routes in the Oakland Tour, but I don't see enough players using these routes, especially from 2-back sets. Look at how low the vertical hooks are on this. Look at these vertical hooks. These are routes that are zones that are supposed to drop back into the seam, and they're out here covering ghost routes. Both the vertical hooks, you see number 57, and you see this player, number 99. We go top down here, both biting down on the ghost routes. And on the short side of the field, you see the cloud flat is also biting down on the ghost route, allowing for us to throw this ball to Edelman. So what you're taking away right now is, oh, okay, so short side ghost route's going to pull down every zone in the game, right? Yeah, basically, it really is. So if I am on the short side of the field, you basically can run that ghost route to the short side of the field, and then you know for a fact that you're going to be able to basically throw the ball to, and I'm just going to get Sanu out of the way here. I'm just going to run a streak. You basically know that Edelman's going to be open unless he's usered on this play. Watch how James White is going to pull both the vertical hook and the cloud flat. Actually, he didn't right there because of the streak, but you see how that cloud flat was still in conflict and he couldn't get there. He actually bit down a little bit late. So maybe the streak to Sanu kind of changed things a little bit. So we'll go ahead and show you here again. Let's go to maybe, you know, this route combination. Get Sanu out of the picture here and just run this ghost route. So now you see how that cloud flat is definitely playing the ghost route. Yeah, so as long as you don't send the receiver vertical on that side, that cloud flat is going to bite down every time on the ghost. And that's really, really, really valuable. So valuable. So as long as you don't have 14 staying vertical all the way deep down the left side, as long as he's crossing the field in some way, whether that's a slant, a drag, or a post of his own, that's going to get him out of the way, allowing the ghost route on the short side of the field to open up the other route to Edelman. So we'll show you again here. So watch how this goes. He's going to run away. Here comes the cloud flat biting down. Now we throw the ball to Edelman. First down. Get out of bounds. Stop the clock. But what about the wide side of the field? Wide side of the field not really doing what we want it to, is it? So we take a look here. We put the ghost route out here. Let's go ahead and run basically the same thing. Do something like this. And I want you to watch that cloud flat, not biting, but you could also see he also doesn't really drop into a really good area of the field either. It's not like he's biting back to a point where he's actually going to play Mohamed Sanu's route either. So it's not exactly one of those things where it's like, okay, you can't throw. It's like you can't throw 14 Mohamed Sanu's route at all. It's just that that cloud flat's not biting down. But you see, you could definitely fit that throw in. Now, obviously, if you have a really highly rated corner, they have zoned out ability, something like that, it's going to be much, much harder to get them to bite, to not bite back on that throw, right? So let's go ahead and take it a step further. What if we have a formation where we could run our double ghosts and double posts, but we take our ghost route to our running back and we send him out wide to the sideline? This creates what's called a smash concept. Now, it would be a smash concept if you were to run Edelman on a corner route, but I want to show something here. So Edelman on a corner route. So we're running double smash here, basically. You notice it doesn't work the same. I mean, you can actually throw the ball to Michelle on the ghost route, but when you actually run a corner route over the top of that cloud flat, it doesn't really work that way. But when you run the middle of the field scissors concept with the double posts and double ghosts, you're going to notice when you go to motion this guy out, watch how the cloud flat's now going to play on the wide side with Sony Michel. So we're going to get our same manipulation to the short side. Everything bites down. Now look, the cloud flat on the wide side bites down, allowing us to make that throw wide open to Sanu going the other way. So now we know that if you have a ghost route motioned out to the wide side of the field, you're going to be able to throw that ball over the top of a cloud flat on the wide side of the field. How big is this? I mean, this is such an important thing to know. Such an important thing to know. Now you take a look at this play near close stick. This is a friggin' awesome play. Awesome play. I mean, tight end on a hitch over the middle for a middle check down, short outside check down to the running back. We can motion him out wide. Now the middle of the field check down's open. You got two posts that they got to worry about in the middle of the field. You're going to have Edelman open no matter what. You're going to have Sanu open no matter what. And you got this little baby hitch. I mean, look how open. I mean, everything on this play is open, except for the ghost route on the wide side of the field and the little check down ghost on the left. They're pulling. Those zones are pulling. So that's the importance of those routes when you're pulling zones. Let's go ahead and take it a step further. Why aren't people running ghost routes this year? I think the first thing that comes to mind is obviously that, blitzing. Blitzing scares people. They want to use their running backs for pass protection. I totally get it. I totally do. But if you ever catch somebody sitting in the cover 4 drop show 2, which we so often do, you guys should 1,000,000% be looking to run quick pass options out of the backfield. So what I mean by that, get this guy out there out wide, let him set. If there's no, if you just have an off corner over him, throw this ball to the running back and swerve it upfield and get upfield for, 10, 15 yards. You don't even have to wait for him to pull down any zones. We've already shown that if you're facing cover 3 and cover 4, you can actually use the ghost routes and you don't have to worry about short or wide side of the field because you basically know that the purple zones are going to bite down every time, no matter what side of the field you run in the ghost route to. So cover 3 and cover 4, you could sit here in this defense or this setup all day long. You got the short check down to Watson. Both your posts are going to be wide open. You got your check downs. And also keep in mind that you can playmaker. You can playmaker those ghost routes. Now, that was a terrible read that I just threw to A, just getting rid of the ball right there. But those little routes against cover 3 and cover 4 are great check downs as well because they just kind of chill in a spot where, they're pulling the zones down, but they're not exactly smothered. It's not like you can't throw the ball if you don't want to them. So, you see one of these spots, go ahead. Don't hesitate to playmaker one of those guys and use him as an underneath check down. You could use those routes to beat the blitz as well. So if your opponent is running a cover 4 blitz and they want to, get you to throw the ball or trying to sack you before you can get the ball out, you don't necessarily have to wait for those to pull anything. Just throw the ball quick out of the backfield. Let me see if I can find a zone blitz that might kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So let's see. Those are all man blitzes here. Unfortunately, I don't have my second controller working. We'll just run Engage 8 just to kind of hammer what I'm talking about. Like if you guys have all seen it where they literally blitz everyone. I mean, it's not like you can't throw these routes quick. You definitely can. So if you catch them, just, get the ball out, well, unfortunately, hit him right in the face, way to use your head there. But that's a route that you can definitely throw against the heavy pressure is a quick check down. They usually make themselves readily available to the quarterback. Hopefully I don't have egg in my face here showing this to you. There we go. That's more what we're looking for right there. And then, if you can make them miss in the open field, that could be an easy, quick first down or even more for you. So it's not necessarily one of those things that you can't go to. Now, I think with this particular route, it's important to remember that, pass protection is important. If you just come out and single back and you ghost your receiver all the time and they're blitzing you with an edge pressure, that can be a little bit dangerous. So like, what I'm talking about here. So like my favorite offense is single back wing tight U and wing tight Z. I talk about it all the time. You guys can go to my link in my description and get my ebook. And I love that offense. But when you apply it to this offense, you have to make sure that your protection is good as well. If you're running this, if I want to run this to the wide side of the field, I'm sorry, the short side of the field, you've got to play some flip game, right? So when we run this and then I flip the play, it flips my ghost route, which is nice because now I can put Watson or, whomever on a post route across the field. And that should manipulate, the zones enough where I can throw the ball to Watson wide open. So you see right here, here's like your cover two. You see how Watson is just wide open against cover two. So, just make sure that your pass protection is sound. Don't send the running back out if you're facing a blitz and not be prepared to throw hot to somebody. This is more of a zone drop coverage beating concept. I really love this. I really, really love this. This is going to beat so many popular coverages. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hey guys, listen, if you are done with Madden 20 and you're just watching this video, anyways, and you're done with the game, if anything, please remember to carry this forward into 21. This is one of the more forgotten routes in the game. People have forgotten this all year long. Personally, I haven't used the route enough, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the rear that I haven't relied on this a little bit more heavily. Hopefully you guys will start to get creative with this route. It is, when it comes to underneath manipulation, it's the best route in the game. I'm very, very confident when I say that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, you guys know where to drop those as well. Appreciate you guys. Love all the support on the channel. Do want to make sure that I take time to say I apologize for missing an upload or two this week. I've had some DIY house issues over the last few days. I've been balancing the content and the personal life stuff with upgrading the house here. So things are on the right track, but I wanted to get an apology out as well. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with the next upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.